Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Zach with the Wicked Heavy Podcast. And in today's episode, we are sitting down with Jared Easterling, aka my bro. Now, Jared is the drummer for one of my favorite artists, Koe Wetzel. He's also the former drummer and founding member of the metalcore band Fit for a King. So, Jared and I go way back now. Met him in 2016 when I was his artist relations rep at SJC. We hit it off pretty much the first time we met. I would say through a mutual love of the band in 1975. And then from there, we were hanging out a lot more, went to a lot of their shows, Warp Tour. We took Jared out on a little mini drum tour, both to the craft clinic. And yeah, just good times have always been had. And I thought he would be the perfect first guest for this podcast because I also know that he loves heavy music. So we take it all the way back to how he even got into drums and music in the first place, what he was listening to early on, how his taste changed throughout the years and influenced his own playing and the music he was making, and what he's got going on today. So let's get right into it. This is Jared Easterling on the Wicked Heavy Podcast. My dude, thank you so much. My bro, thank you so much for coming on as my first guest to the Wicked Heavy Podcast. I could think of no better person really to have on here, given our mutual love for all things heavy music.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, again, thank you so much for coming on, and I'm excited for the conversation, dude.
Thanks for having me, dude. I mean, we talked before the podcast started, but we've been friends for a long time. I feel like
Yep.
the second we met, it was just easy flowing conversation. So I feel like this is going to be a perfect maybe intro, hopefully for a successful podcast you're about to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, man. So, yes, first, I do want to just catch up with you. I know, so you have a tour coming up. First show is this weekend, and then you're on the Damn Near Normal tour, which is going to be crazy. Anything different about this tour versus the last?
Basically, there's just bigger production. We're playing a lot
Yeah.
more songs. We're trying to implement. I mean, we're playing, this is the Damn Near Normal tour.
Yeah.
So that is a song from our new record, Nine
Yep.
Lives. So we're implementing new songs. The stage setup I think is cooler than last year's.
Okay.
It's the same fire and like crazy production, lights, fog, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I just think with I don't know if you want to call it more mature, but it's us in the present versus last year, a little more wild and kind of off our rockers. It's
Yeah.
still fun. It's still a wild show. And I'm actually pretty anxious to get it started because it's the first shows typically are like more feel out shows.
Right, right,
And
right.
I'd love to start with like, band, we're 100% from the get go. And especially like you were talking about, we have a show on this Friday.
Yeah.
We're opening up for Morgan Wallen at, Cowboys Stadium,
Wild.
which for me,
Wild.
I mean, I've had bucket list concerts or bucket list places that I wanted to play, but that surpasses where I even expected to be
Yeah.
playing. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm excited to get there. I don't want to mess up, or I don't want to like add any sort of extra pressure to be playing somewhere like that. But I'm
You'll
excited.
kill it,
It's
man.
gonna be a good year.
So cool, and I will be there, Allegra and I, on the 28th in Boston. So we got a hotel. We're going all co, man. We can't wait.
Yeah, I'll be locked in by the time we play up there.
Very cool.
You'll
Very
see
cool.
the us in full form up there.
Yeah, can't wait, man. All right, so music, obviously, it's a big part of your life, and I want to take it back. I want to hear your story, man. Like, how did it all begin?
Hmm.
Where did heavy music enter, and how has it evolved over the years?
Yeah, so a lot of people have a story where like, oh, I always wanted to play music ever since I was a kid. I wanted to
Hmm.
play drums. I didn't really have that.
Yeah.
Where music started for me. My dad always listened to like, 70s and 80s rock, classic
Yep.
rock, that kind of stuff. So that was like, I guess, being instilled into me from an early age.
Yeah.
But I remember it was trying out for the school band in the
Okay.
fifth grade, going into sixth grade.
Yeah.
I think I mean, most schools, especially down, Texas and then in the South, that's what you do, right? If you want to be in the
Right.
band, if you want to play drums, you gotta do some sort of test to be in the band. And for us, I remember pretty vividly my or the drum instructor at school.
Mm-hmm.
He would have everyone who wanted to try out. I think there was like 80 to 100 people that wanted to try out,
Yep.
and he'd go in there, he'd play something on the table, and you basically just try to replicate what he's playing, and he can kind of gather with whether you have rhythm or not. And
Wow.
me and my best friend, we said, hey, if we don't make the drums, we're not going to be playing clarinet or like tuba. No offense to those
Yeah.
instruments. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
we just
yeah.
want to
Hey,
play
man, I
drum.
play trumpet.
I know. I knew that if
I
I
was
would
just
say
kidding. I'm
trumpet.
kidding. Oh,
But if we didn't make it, we said we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna
yeah.
be in the band. And fortunately, we both made it. I think they took 5 or 6 people out of those 80 to 100.
Wow.
Fortunately, we both made it. And yeah, just drums always seemed to be something that I felt natural at, something that I was good
Mm-hmm.
at. But I didn't realize, like, I guess how good I was. Not to toot my own horn, but
There
like
you go.
I think in the 8th grade, I remember like tried out for like they called it all region, and I made it I think first or second in the state on the snare
Yeah.
drum. So I guess I am kind of good at this thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that kind of gave me some confidence to pursue it further. And then I remember from there, I started playing the drum set, which is a whole different animal than the
Of
drums at
course.
school.
Right.
Like so the drums at school, you're playing this on one instrument at a time, but the drum set, you're using all 4 limbs, playing all 4 different things.
Yep.
So it's just a
Yep.
different animal to conquer. But I started playing the drum set up at church. I started playing the praise band,
Okay.
and I remember I overplayed everything all the time because
Hey.
that's what my friends wanted me to do, just play more. At
Yeah.
one point, I had the church's drum kit and
Yeah.
my drum set put together. So I had
Yeah.
two bass
Yeah.
drums. I had about 6 toms.
Why not?
Looking back on it, it's like, whoa, what were you thinking? But
You were being metal, my bro.
I guess so. But dude, I mean that's a good I guess sidestep into how I got into metal. Like I never liked metal. I liked more emo music and more like
Yeah.
Switchfoot, Hawthorne Heights, Reliant K,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like some of the Christian rock bands at the time.
Yeah.
Um, and I had some friends that wanted to start a band, and so I was just friends with them. I said, "Sure, let's do it. That sounds fun." I didn't really know what it was, what it was going to turn into. Just playing music with your friends. There was no
Yeah.
thought beyond that. And I remember we were in my parents' garage,
Okay.
and it's just a guitar player and a bass player, and the bass
Mm-hmm.
player he like scream, whatever. He'd be the screamer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember we were playing. It was pretty fun. Like I said, there was no pressure to it. And then our guitar player at the time said, you gotta learn how to thrash. You gotta learn how to thrash."
Okay.
He kept saying it, and I kept nodding like I knew what he meant. And then finally he was like, "No, like this." He got behind the drums. Actually played drums decently. And
Okay.
then finally he's like, you need like a thrashy cymbal." So we pulled a trash can lid, a metal trash can lid off of my parents'
Yeah.
trash can, brought it up, put it on a stand,
Oh,
and we're using it as if it would be the china.
I mean, that's pretty sick, my dude.
Man,
Wow.
I just didn't know. I didn't really know what it was, and
Wow.
so that band that kept going
Was there
for.
a name for the band?
Yeah, we were called Dying to Self.
Nice.
Yeah, and our bass player's dad, I think it was him. He made us T-shirts and stuff like that. We thought we were so cool.
Oh,
Man, at one
wow.
point I had like a couple car rims and like a saw blade on the side. It was just like very whatever I could
Wow.
hit that sounded different or cool.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the start of a stack to me. It sounds like a stack symbol. Honestly, a stack china. That's
I
amazing.
cut my finger on that saw blade a few times. It wasn't, you know what I
No,
mean?
no. Saw blade. Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know what I wanted to ask, and I was thinking about this. Do you remember when you first heard double bass? Do you remember what song or album it was?
I remember the first time I heard it, I thought it was really cool and never forgot it. It was As I Lay Dying, 94 Hours. I
Oh,
remember
oh,
my friend, our guitar player, who we'd start practicing at his house pretty soon after our band kind of played more.
yep.
He had this little cottage in his backyard, and he had this
Mm-hmm.
big system with like a big subwoofer, And I remember sitting with my back to the subwoofer and hearing that bass go off, that, and I was like,
Dude.
"This is the sickest thing I've ever
Yes.
heard."
Yes, dude. That song. So the song for me was "My Last Serenade" by Killswitch.
Oh yeah.
Down, tick it down, tick it down, tick it, tick it, tick it, tick it. And I remember being like, "What was that?" And I had to go look up the video, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's doing that with his feet." And then I went deep in like Raining Blood, and Slayer. I was like, "Oh, I need to learn how to do that," and that kind of put me down a crazy path. But that's dude, 94 Hours, man. I was critically obsessed with that song and forever. Those two songs
Yeah.
like changed my metalcore trajectory for
Mhm.
sure. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, coming full circle, my old band Fit for a King, we got a tour with As I Lay Dying when they were playing that live. So it just kind of, it
Oh,
was really cool for that to be the first thing I heard that was like, a mind blown moment, and to trying to add that kind of playing into my arsenal to like touring with them. It
yeah.
was a cool moment.
Unreal.
Hmm.
Unreal. So I think so like, I use the term metalcore and a lot of people are like, oh, metalcore or like hardcore metal. What's like, there's all different genres, but I firmly believe metalcore is a thing and I love metalcore. So would you say like that was your heavy focus at the time and kind of like your center of heavy?
Yeah, I've always liked the heavy elements, like the heavy riff guitars, or like
Yeah.
guitar leads. But I think the balance that I've always liked is the crazy heavy chugging with
Yeah.
super like pretty melodic guitar in the
Yeah.
background. Um, I think a decent way to relate that or to parallel that would be like, I like rap, but it has to have like a hook or a chorus to it. I don't
Yeah.
like all rap,
Absolutely.
and a lot of people don't like all screaming. They can handle that if it has like a
Yeah.
melody to it. I've always liked the melody. To me,
Absolutely.
it's the catchy hook for me. It's always,
Yeah.
but I can't do a lot of just straight heavy.
I got you. I got you, which I think
Or
translated.
can I?
Oh, I don't know, my bro. I have some stuff I can send you that's pretty straight heavy. But yeah, I think that translates well into the sound of Fit for a King too. Definitely had the melodic parts,
Mhm.
um, that and the heavy chugging too,
There was a lot
right?
of back and forth because the our singer and guitar player from Fit for a King, they loved the heavy,
Mm-hmm.
like they liked Whitechapel, Acacia
Yeah.
Strain, bands that were like
Yep.
just, you know, cut your head off heavy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was the one always like pushing for that melodic, and it's got to have some like hook and melody to it. And they do like that stuff, especially now. But at the time, there was always that friction of like trying to appease and please both sides of the band. And I mean, that's
Right.
what makes a band, right? Is different members
Yeah.
adding their influence, and all that mess together makes the sound of Fit for a King, or whatever band it is.
Got it. Absolutely. So like thinking back, even before Fit for a King became a thing, so you're in this band in high school. During that time, what were you mainly listening to? Like I'm assuming As I Lay Dying, but were there like was for me my core three, right? Were Bring Me the Horizon, Under Oath, and The Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
Everything revolved around those bands for me, really.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you?
The first band that comes to mind is Seosin.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Seosin, Census Fail. I mean, even to this
Yeah.
day, in Koe Wetzel's band, Josh, the guitar
Mm-hmm.
player, and I, it'll be after the show on the bus heading to the next one, and I guarantee you, it's like 3 or 4 times a week. It'll just be me and him awake, and we're putting on Let It
Yeah.
Enfold You, and we're just playing. We're just
Unreal.
like air drumming. He's playing.
Oh,
I mean, I'm telling you, like how influential that album has been, and for my playing, even to
unbelievable.
this day, dude. Like some of the drumming in that record has so much depth, so many layers to it, that if you're just listening, you probably can't hear it. But as a drummer who's dissected that record, it's like, dude, this is really special.
Yeah,
Yeah, even to
absolutely.
this day,
I mean, 7 years. I think about that
I
song
can't
and when
play
I
some of
first heard
those
it.
still. You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh man,
um,
and I forget the name of the drummer that recorded that. I met him at
he's
NAM.
he's
Man, he
like
was
he was a
it.
studio guy, right? The white
Yeah,
dude.
and exactly. Yep, yep. And I was just like, remember hearing that and being like, this is what I need to be like.
Dude,
This
when you
guy.
find out what his name is, I looked it up forever ago, but I went down some big Google search because I couldn't find it. No
Yeah.
one knew who it was, but there was. I did find it at one point, but like I said, if you can
Yep.
find him again, let me know. I'd be curious to know what his name is.
Absolutely. And if I find it, I'll put it in the show notes. This will be my first time making show notes. So I got to figure out how to do it. But yeah, everyone listening, I'll try to add some show notes. Yeah, Senses Fail, man. I remember buying that album from Newbury Comics, Let It Enfold You, and yeah, pretty obsessed. It was unbelievable. It still is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm uh, going down that record. I remember going to a football game. Was in the band, right? Drumline. So
Yeah,
the band had
yeah,
to travel to the football games, and I remember having my headphones on and like air drumming to it. And this is after we had already
yep.
stopped at the place we're playing at, and I'm air drumming, and all of a sudden, my someone next to me hits my leg, says stop. Air drum. I was like, what? What happened? And the band director is trying to talk to the whole like band, and he says,
Yeah.
"Who's tapping over there?" Because they thought I was like tapping my leg to get him to hurry up. Like, okay, are you done with this? And I was like,
Oh
oh my
god.
god, no! It's just let it unfold you, my bro.
Hey, yeah, my bro. Don't you know that album? Oh my gosh. Wow,
hmm
that's so cool.
That
Yeah, I was in marching band. I was in trumpet
trumpet,
though,
yeah.
and football freshman year. So I would
Wow.
play and then go
In your
march.
gear,
So yeah, playing football and then go march. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I only lasted. It was a lot. I had to do homework at like weird hours, so that
It
didn't last
wasn't
very
worth
long.
it,
But
was it?
no, no, no. Cool
Man,
experience for a
I'm
year
trying to
though.
think who else. So we had Seosin, Census Fail, Story of the Year. That was a big one.
Oh man.
So you can kind of hear a trend. It's more like it's mostly singing, but like with
Yeah,
faster guitar and like melodic fast guitar with drums that are typically playing something crazy, but not. It
yeah,
wasn't a lot of double bass like heavy. It wasn't like
yeah, yeah.
it wasn't until after that. Like I think the step after that was Under Oath, and then
Yep.
the Devil Wears Prada. I remember Fit for a
Yeah.
King had a Devil Wears Prada listening party when they put out Plagues. Like everyone
Dude.
came over to our bass player's house. We were at a pool party. We like basically blew his parents. Like he had a pool with like a speaker set around on the house. I'm pretty sure we probably
Wow.
blew the speakers. We were listening to it for so loud. Um,
Unbelievable.
that was a massive record.
That's dude, well, real quick to go back. Page
Oh
Avenue
yeah,
is probably a top 5
oh
for
yeah.
me of all
hmm
time. I could no, I know it like front to back, every little part. Like I love that. I
I
love
hated
that
the
band, man. But
snare. I
yeah,
hated the snare drum though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
That's funny. Yeah, it
the
is a
drumming is
little.
great,
Yeah.
and the record's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. He still plays SJC. I'm pretty sure. Josh, unreal, man. Okay, Plagues. That's yeah. So the Devil Wears Prada. I remember hearing. I was at my family bakery playing on my Uncle Rob's
Nice.
computer, and then I came across Dogs Can Grow Beards all
hmm
over. Someone either sent it to me or I came across it on. I think it was YouTube at the time. YouTube's pretty old now.
hmm
um, and I kind of like lost my mind. I was like, "What is
hmm
this?" And I sent it to all my friends. Yeah, it changed everything. But Plagues was just so
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah. That was a big
Oh,
one. I'm trying to think. HTML rules, dude.
yeah. Hey John, what's your name again? The ending of
Oh, that was a
that,
good one.
just on repeat.
I think my
Oh,
brother he had gotten off of LimeWire. He got Under Oath to Find the Great Line,
yeah,
um, and then this record, Plagues. I want to say so. Like there would be like skips in certain parts of the song, or like it was like maybe a
yeah, yeah,
demo
yeah.
version of it.
That's funny. Yeah,
So I remember I'd heard certain clips.
LimeWire,
Yeah, LimeWire.
dude. I just the amount of stuff. Sorry, bands that I took from there, but yeah, that's what everyone was doing.
Mhm.
The drumming in Plagues too is wild.
Oh yeah.
Daniel's drumming, I just so unique,
It's
so
good. He was
unique.
a good drummer. I think I picked up from him as kind of overplaying things, but everyone wanted that. You like
Yeah, yeah,
everyone
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
you
Oh
to
yeah,
overplay it. So like I think it definitely got influence from my friends telling me to play more, and from Daniel's drumming of kind of playing. I'm saying like it's a bad thing to me now. It's like not as a good thing, but at the time it's like perfect for what the songs needed, and
yeah.
perfect for what everyone wanted to
Absolutely.
hear.
Right. And at the time, so Fit for a King started what
Yeah,
2007,
September
right?
of '07.
And that album probably came out. Plagues came out soon after that, right? I think.
Probably like
Or,
within a couple months, I'd imagine.
wow, unreal. Okay, so you got, and then that you're like the influence of like the overplaying and kind of like unbelievable technical drumming is
Oh
present.
yeah.
So and that influenced you guys. That's so
Yeah, it was
cool.
a big part of the band. We had a keyboard player and everything at the time. You know what I mean? Like
Oh wow,
with
yeah,
one of
yeah,
those
yeah.
micro cords. You couldn't be a band from like '07 to 2009 or 10 without having a keyboard player micro cord.
I bought one of those. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was like, I kind of want to learn how to play synth.
Right, right. That's cool.
Wow.
Trying to think from there, it got heavier. Then like I had always listened to As I Dying in that time, but I think that's when it was starting to be more influential, more important to me to be able to play those like fast double pedal sorts of things.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. Shadows Are Security was is still maybe
yeah,
a probably my favorite metalcore album ever.
man,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Unbelievable.
How did I got heavier from that? What? My Children, My Bride. That's skipping a few years
Oh.
ahead. Like, what is the
Yep.
record
Yep.
called? The one with On Wings of Integrity, Headshot,
Um,
Circle the
out
Sky,
is it have I'll look it up right now because I love that album so much.
Faithless.
My Children, My Bride.
Man,
Yep. It was Unbreakable. Yeah,
Unbreakable.
crazy.
Well,
Crazy album.
I'm pretty sure their guitar player at the time. I'm sorry, their drummer at the time played guitar and has a
Mm-hmm.
studio, and he
Okay.
wrote the majority of the album, if I'm not mistaken. And to me, that
Yeah.
that that record and I guess his style. I want to say his name was Brian Hood. He
Think so.
the way he wrote breakdowns, they were more what genre would that be? It's just they have more groove than a lot of other bands had. So I mean, I took what he played and like that. That is what kind of my style. I took that to like my arsenal and played more
Yeah.
breakdowns like that. And if you listen to Fit for a King's breakdowns, especially the earlier ones, they kind of have
Mm-hmm.
that feel that I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. Which is one of the questions I actually have. I don't think I'll ask all guests when it comes to breakdowns because I think there's so many different tastes. And it's funny. I'll have like a buddy. He listens to purely brutal death metal, like old school stuff, and he'll be like, "Dude, check out the breakdown on
Yeah,
this song." And when I hear it, I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't really consider that a breakdown, but I get it." Like to him, like it's just like it's a different style. But for you, what are like the essential elements, whether you're playing or listening to breakdowns that get you to be like, oh man, like that was so sick. Let me run that back.
Well, I like my favorite types of breakdowns. There's two different sides, and they're both very different. One
Ooh,
is like the open,
okay.
slow, with a bunch of pause in between. It's just kind of like
Yes.
an ooh moment. You know what I mean? You know when
Yeah, I
the
gotcha.
808 hits in the one, and
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
There's that
Okay.
one, and then one that has
Yeah.
like very very steady, um, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Oh
a
man.
head
Yeah.
bobber breakdown.
Yeah.
Those two types are my favorite, I'd say.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. That's funny. The ooh moment. Yeah. I often think that a lot of music, and there's still like sick breakdowns today, but I do think back then, let's call it like the 2007, 8, 9s, there were a lot of songs and a lot of bands that would build up to very specific moments. I think that Devil Wears Prada is like one of the best at this, or maybe Suicide Season, Bring Me the Horizon era, but like they build up to very specific moments where you're like, oh, here
And
it comes, like
it has to
here
perform.
comes that
It has
breakdown.
to hit though. They were great at build ups, and I think even 50
Yeah.
King had some good build ups, but sometimes the heavy parts didn't hit like we were wanting them to. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it has to
Mm-hmm.
land. It has to really, hit you in the gills when that breakdown hits.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The one of the ones that stands out to me, and I always go back to it, Through Struggle, As
Yeah.
I Lay Dying. The ending is just like it's just so punishing. I was like, man, I don't know how they did that, but I'm here
After you're
for it.
listening to like one of their records, like you feel like you went through war. You're like, my body
Well,
hurts
that
from
yeah,
listening.
well, yeah. My first mosh pit I ever went into was Sounds of the Underground, and it was As I Lay Dying played right after Shadows of Security came out. It was like, dude, Horse the Band was there, Converge, Kill Switch, Cannibal Corpse, Poison the Well. Like it was. Guar played. That was weird, but it
Uh,
was cool. But it was my first mosh pit. I went in during that specific breakdown. I lost my hat. I was so sad because I really like this hat. So I ran back in and I just body checked this dude out of my way. I felt badly, but he went
no.
flying, and it also felt like so good. I was like, this is awesome. But I got my hat back, and he was totally cool. He's like, yeah, it's a mosh pit, man. Smiled, got him. I picked him up, but yeah,
Oh, it's
unreal.
amazing. I remember a mosh pit moment where who did I see? Dallas Taylor plays for who? He's the singer of
Dallas. Oh,
Maylene.
wait, Dallas
Maylene and
Taylor.
the Sons of
Yes, which who
Disaster.
just came out with a new
I haven't
song.
heard it yet, but I went
Oh,
and saw
it's
them
good,
in
dude.
Dallas with my brother. I would always go to concerts with my brother.
Okay.
He was old enough to drive. I'm not old enough at the time.
Yep.
I remember crowd surfing up to the front, and the Dallas grabs me, and we're jumping up and down. Like it was kind of like because the stage isn't that big. I think this is at Trees.
Right.
And I remember thinking to myself, "Oh no, I forgot I had poison ivy all over me. Like he's gonna get poisoned." But I mean,
Oh,
you can't get poison ivy from the reaction. But at the time, I didn't know that,
got it.
and I was like, "Oh no."
It's so nice of you to think
And then
about
I
that.
jumped. Then I jumped off and crowd surfed back to my brother. But it was a cool moment. But I just remember thinking, "Oh no, I gave him poison ivy."
Oh, Dallas. Oh, dude, that's funny, man. I love that. Caution, dangerous curves ahead. That
Oh
is such a
man,
go-to track.
we
To
play.
Yeah, but the new song is actually
Is
like
it
sick.
heavy or what is it?
It's really good. It's heavy. It's like old Maylene. I was like, I can't believe they're back. And it's an SJC dude playing on it too. John
No
Longley.
way.
He's their drummer and he plays SJC. Dude, yeah,
Wow,
it's a great track.
man, that's
Yep.
cool. Um,
Freaking Maylene. Um, Going back to the open-ended breakdowns, the end of Pissed Off. Uh, where I was Santa, and I jumped
Oh my
off and almost killed
gosh, dude.
myself that
I
night
wa
on
I
stage.
watched that
Who,
yesterday. I
how'd you,
watched a video. I think it was a different song, but you were in the Santa suit and you would come back and you talked about how like your arm was messed up or something. Like you can see in the video we're
oh
talking on
man,
the
dude.
plane, you're like, oh, or whatever it was got hurt.
Yeah. No, I still have a little scar right here on, but it's totally worth it. I mean, hey, no one caught me, but I also did overshoot the pit completely. But it's all right.
Send and
Send and
learn.
learn. How? Yeah, dude. How that breakdown? It's obviously like very open, super
Mhm.
brutal. One of those. Ooh, tell me about the process on that one. How'd you come up with it?
Um, I remember thinking to myself, because the beginning of that song starts with like syncopated hits, and it wasn't supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be a breakdown. And I remember thinking with Bob, I was like, it would be cool if we added the same hits and make it super open, break it at the end. And if you just say it like that, I don't think it sparked an interest for the band. But once I
Right.
think we wrote it
Right.
in MIDI, like on drum, or like MIDI the drums out, and just because in the early stages of the band, if you have an idea and it doesn't sound right, feel like no, let's do something different. But then the more we
Yeah.
matured, you'd actually hear their idea out and you'd play it. And obviously, we're faster at like
Right.
at getting the idea down and recorded. Versus
Yeah.
back then, I
Yeah.
guess it would probably take 15, 20 minutes to hear the idea. But later the
Yeah.
band got, the more it'd be like, okay, it would take like 2 minutes and you hear the idea. So we record it like this could be really sick, especially if you add like some big old snare bombs in there and like add some
Yeah.
production
Oh
to
yeah.
it. It definitely like ended up being really cool. But yeah,
Yep.
that was just more my style of kind of a breakdown. It doesn't have to be hard or like
Yeah.
or difficult, but as long as it felt right and it hit,
Right. Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was just my style thing. Yeah,
Oh, it
it,
hit. It
it
hit my
landed.
bro. Yeah. Yeah. Unreal. Um. Wow, man. So okay, we're in Fit for a King now, and I want to ask anyone I know that's into fitness. I want to ask this question: when did the gym come into play, and is it always heavy music that you're playing or listening to at the gym? And if not, I'm curious what you're listening to as well.
Ooh, I want to say so. I'm from East Texas. I'm from Tyler. That's where the band originated from, or Fit for a King originated from.
Yep.
When I moved
Yep.
to Fort Worth, the circle of friends I lived with, we're all consistent with going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a
Yeah.
taller dude. I'm a little bit bigger now, but I probably was 175 pounds when I moved to Fort Worth. I'm 6'4", so I'm
Okay.
taller. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's definitely like on the lean side. Maybe like I don't want to say too skinny, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely skinny. And then so I started working out with them, and that made me want to play drums harder, maybe want to hit harder, And that just I think that
Okay.
goes hand in hand with like metal. It's like aggressive. It's
Yeah.
like it's like a lot of like just aggressive things go along with heavy music, like working out. And so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I liked kind of filling out and like getting bigger and Um,
Yeah,
just felt more, I guess, dominant, if you will, when I was playing the drums. I was playing the drums versus the drums
absolutely.
playing me.
That's a good way
um,
to put it, man.
so yeah, I don't know. I just kind of fell in love with the gym, and as far as what I listen to in the gym, sometimes if I'm not feeling a workout and I need some of that energy, like my pump
Hmm.
up music definitely is metal. Ironically enough, I'm wearing a
Yep.
Kubla Khan t-shirt. They're a band I listen to a lot in the gym.
Yep.
But
Same.
for the most part, like if I like to work out with a friend, and if I'm working out with a friend, we talk
Yeah.
and we kind of make fun of each other. But versus like listening to
Okay.
music, but if I'm by myself,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's heavy, like yeah, Kubla Khan or like Knocked Loose, kind of
Same.
music like
Yep.
that.
Absolutely, man. And because I notice whenever you post a story, it's always some like heavy song going along with the workout footage. I'm like,
It
that's what's
depends on the
up.
day.
My dude is,
I'm always in
yeah.
whatever mood I'm in. Will depend on the song.
Yep. Well, still getting it done, my bro. That's what's up. Um, okay. Now in Co, it seems like, yeah, like you said, guitar player, right? There are other fans of heavy music. I mean, I think Co might listen. I know he was like
He's
more
more
grunge,
grunge,
right?
yeah.
What's like the musical taste of others in the band?
Well, I think all of us, the consensus, we all love this band named Bill Murray. Who
Oh yeah,
Johnny is like I think an original member of Attack Attack, so he comes from the heavy world as
yeah, yeah,
well. That's a band that we all like right now. But Ko is more of a grunge. He likes Nirvana. He'll like bands that are like Pine Grove and like kind
yep,
of that world versus heavy. But the whole rest of the band
yeah.
loves heavy like metal bands like that. I think some of them liked Fit for a King before they really knew who I was.
That's cool. Wow.
What else? Man, I can't think at the exact moment, but Bill Murray was the first one that came to my mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, and that they're getting bigger and bigger. And actually, a buddy of mine sent me. I don't know what the song. I got to listen to it. It's something about lawnmowers in the video, but yeah, he's like, you got to check this out. He's like, it's so you, and I'm like, I'm pretty
Uh-huh.
excited to check it out. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty evident. You can like hear it in a lot of the songs. I mean, like for me on the new album, I love like Twister. That song just rocks, dude. And I thank you for. I
It's
can't wait to
heavy.
hear it
It's
live.
heavy. We played it
Um,
once live already.
yeah, well, I can't wait. And it's funny, like the song that really put me on to you guys was Sunday or
Yeah.
Monday. And when I was like, wait a minute. So you posted that day when it came out, I don't know, 2020 when that record came out, sell out. But um, you posted that. I was like, I got to go check this out. And I was like, this is Koe Wetzel. This is sick. Like, I can't wait. And then I just went down. I mean, Allegra and I, like, we top 0.5% of listeners that year,
That was a
bro.
good year. That was a good year.
Yeah, it was a good year, man. But yeah, you can hear it in the tracks, and it translates live too, because I know you guys like to jam out more when you're playing live, and you add in that like
It's
spice,
definitely
I'll call it,
heavier. Co's music
and
is heavier
that
live and
jam.
typically a little faster. Um,
Yeah,
what was I gonna say? Yeah, because all of us like heavy music, and he likes heavy live. I don't think he likes to listen to a bunch of like crazy heavy stuff. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. He likes for the drums to always be playing something more intense live than the records have. Because I'll try to, since I play with him, like I
oh
know what he
wow,
wants to hear, especially live. But when it's in the studio, he doesn't
yeah,
like it to be as like drum driven, if you will. Uh,
yeah. That's cool though, because it kind of gives you like
yeah, well,
freedom
a big
and to
concern,
switch it
going
up.
from metal to rock. I wouldn't call it extremely country. It's more like Texas rock.
Right,
Well, okay, a big concern
agreed.
with a lot of my friends and a lot of people who liked Fit for King was like, what are you gonna be like? You're playing country, like George Strait music, and like I like George Strait, but no, it's not. I could never
Yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
in a band like that. Maybe down the road, but not
Right,
not right now. Like I'm a rock drummer. Like I like to play heavy, I like to hit hard. And
right.
if you've never seen a Koe
Yeah,
Wetzel show and you've seen a Fit for a King show, I'm still hitting the same velocity. I'm still hitting just as hard. I just don't have to physically play those crazy double kick things. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, 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 yeah. Totally get
um,
it.
but yeah, it's so much fun. It's a rock show. It's not soft and country. There are
It's
moments. There are a couple songs where I'm able to relax. And there's actually for the first time ever,
yeah.
there's a song we play in this set where it's a cover song where I don't have to play at all. I get a walk. I walk off stage and lay
Oh
down like
wow.
this is so nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go. I mean, I think all drummers should get that at some point, right? You are doing the most
mm,
physical work typically. So
yeah.
yeah, that's nice. Is it like midway through,
I
towards the
think it's
end, towards the
towards the
beginning?
end. That's another thing with Ko. He'll change his set
There you
list
go.
all the time, but he'll
Oh,
change it
okay.
last minute. Like like my first show ever with the band. Like we didn't have a click or metronome I'm playing to, and
Mhm.
I'm not exact. We had one rehearsal, and we're playing in front of 15,000 people. So I'm
Wow.
like, I want to perform well, right? I want to do well. And as we're about
Jeez.
to walk on stage, he goes, "Hey, let's play this song first instead." I'm like, and I
Oh,
come from
come
like Fit for a
on,
King is
man.
like well oiled, like it's everything's to a grid, everything's super like spaced. The songs are the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
distance apart every night. Going to that to
Yeah.
like, hey, let's just kind of wing it. I'm just like, I'm not a wing it kind of person. I can
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Let
know
me
I
see
can
what
do
I
it
can do.
now that I've learned him and know where I can kind of
Yeah.
understand where his head's at the time. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, they're very very different bands, but they're very fun to play. Both of them are fun to play in.
Yeah. I mean, when we saw you guys, we had a blast that night. I lost my voice. She almost did too. I was just singing along, man. Yeah, it's obviously different, but it's so good, and I cannot wait to hang
I know I'm
and go to
excited. I'm
that show,
excited
brother.
for you to come and see it and just to hang. We always have a good time. We hang out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, all right. So, little segment I just want to try doing, and I did definitely shout out to the Downbeat. That's my favorite podcast that I listen to it, but I want to do something he used to do, but kind of a little different, right? If you could, and this could be you playing on the bill too, or just like a fantasy bill. If you could build the heaviest tour to you, right? And I think heavy is different to everybody, but if there were like 5 bands on a tour, 3 to 5,
Okay.
right? And from any time,
You
what would the tour
the
be? Whether you're in
heaviest?
it or you're just going to attend. The
Oh
heaviest
my
tour you could
gosh.
think of, my bro.
My brain's trying to think of just the heaviest songs I know. Well, I think the heaviest song I know is Second Death by Black Tongue. I mean, that's just the heaviest
Dude.
song I've ever heard.
Oh man. I remember you posted that and I was like, oh, someone else that's aware of the end of this song. It right. I really think it might be. I tell people that. I think it was
Hmm.
one of the heaviest things I've ever
And I
heard.
think that's what they were going for.
Period. Absolutely. It's punishing. It doesn't even make much
It's
sense to
hard
me
to
how heavy
listen
it
to
is.
it
That's
like
how
more
heavy it
than
is.
maybe 2 times in a row because I got to fucking handle
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
time through.
Oh,
Um,
unreal.
I'm trying to think. I have to put As I Lay Dying in that category. I mean, there are heavier bands,
Yeah,
but what I
absolutely.
want to hear, it's like As I Lay Dying for
Yeah.
sure. Um,
Okay. And it could be a specific record run. You could be like, they're just playing this record that night.
no, because there's not one record for them. I like songs from different albums. So when we got to tour with them, I
That's
got to
what's
hear
up.
all of it. So it was cool. Um, so As I
Yeah.
Lay
Oh
Dying,
yeah.
Black Tongue.
Okay.
We'll do. I mean, I'd love to hear the Devil Wears Prada from the Plagues era. I mean that. Like I said, these are not the
Dude.
heaviest bands I've ever
Yeah.
heard, but they're what I want to hear as heavy bands.
No, yeah, that's the point of this. Yeah. I mean, I'll be
Um,
there.
who else? We'll pick um, My Children, My Bride. That Unbreakable
Yeah.
record was insane. I love them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll pick those. That'll be the.
That dude, that would be a
There's a lot of other
fantastic
bands I was
show. I
thinking
would
about listening, but they're
love
not
to
heavy
go.
enough. So my brain's like, no,
Yeah.
heavier.
All good, man. No, yeah, that's fire. I'm there. I think a lot of people would be too. That's so sick. All right, man. Well, I really, really appreciate you coming on. This was super fun. I can't wait to see you
I know.
in
I'm
less than a
stoked.
month. Um, it's gonna be sick, dude. But yeah, Thanks all tuning in, everyone.
Oh yeah,
And
thanks
we'll
for having
catch
me,
you on the
brother.
next episode.
I appreciate it. Stoked to see you.